Thinking practice. What would be an effect of you using your blanket on the floor?
It could be dirty.
There you go. Good job. Good effect. Okay. When I am unavailable in the mornings, but the door is open, when I am not available in the morning, but the door is open, what can you do?
Go use the restroom.
And when you're done in the restroom,
Go back to sleep if it's not 8:30. Or brush my teeth. Or brush my teeth.
okay, so repeat that again.
Brush my teeth.
Brush your teeth. Yes. If you wake up at a time that is like not acceptable to wake up, like other times that you wake up at 3 a.m. to use the restroom or 4 a.m., I will tell you, go back to bed. If I don't say go back to bed, or I don't guide you to your room, what inference can you make?
You're gonna use your restroom.
If you wake up to use the restroom, you knock on the door, I open the door, and I don't go back to close the door. I just leave it open. What inference can you make?
Go use your restroom.
Let's go over the steps again, okay?
Go back to bed.
You wake up because you want to use the restroom, so you knock on the door.
Carlos, are you playing?
When I listen to your knock, I open the door. You go use the restroom, but I don't come back. I don't stay there to supervise, and I don't come back.
I go back. Huh?
What do you do?
Go back to bed.
What inference can you make? If I don't come back to guide you back to your room, what inference can you make?
Go to the restroom. Go back to my room by myself. A chance to trust.
A good inference would be, well, since mommy's not guiding me back to my room, let me check if Carlos is awake. Oh, Carlos is awake, so maybe it's time for me to wake up. Let me check the time. Oh, it's after 8. That means I can wake up. So,
I don't want to wake up.
mommy is not what you want, is what you should. So the first step is, okay, mommy didn't come back to guide me to my room. That means it could be time for me to wake up and she's busy. Let me take a look. Oh, yes, she's writing notes in her phone. And Carlos is next to her. I can make an inference that mom is making notes about Carlos' behavior, so she's busy. So what can I do without mom?
Brush my teeth.
There you go. Are you going to say, oh, mom is busy with Carlos, I'm going to go back to bed? No. Would the second choice earn you trust?
No.
So I'm going to do the fill in the blank. Okay. You wake up to use the restroom. I don't come back to guide you to your room. What inference can you make?
It's time to wake up.
Before you make that inference,
I check what I'm going to do. If the light's not on in the kitchen.
well, how about if the sun is out? What is a good indicator that it's probably time to wake up?
If Carlos is awake.
If Carlos is awake, and what else?
You're in the kitchen.
If I'm in the kitchen, yes. And what else?
And you're writing on the sky.
If you see the sun shining outside, what does that tell you?
It's time to wake up.
Okay. If you wake up to use the restroom and I don't guide you to your room, but when you look outside, it's dark, What inference can you make?
Go back to bed.
There you go.
But what happens if it's 5 o'clock and the sun is up? Wake up at 5 o'clock?
The sun is not going to be up at 5 o'clock. Before you even check the clock, just look outside. The amount of sunlight will tell you whether it's time to wake up or not, even if you don't have a clock. 5 a.m. is not going to be bright like this. But you do have a clock. You have the kitchen clock, which you can access if you don't have your alarm. That's why I said if I forget to close the door, you can come to the kitchen and look at the time. Oh, it's 8 or it's after 8. That means I should
go back to bed because I wake up at 8:30.
No. You wake up anytime between 8 and 8:30. And sometimes I let you sleep a little bit more. But if you don't have permission to sleep a little bit more, what should you do before you go back to bed? Check the time. Are you going to go back to bed if the clock is stating 8?
No.
Can you go back to bed if the clock is stating 7:30?
Yes.
Okay.
You
Yes.
mean 7:30 a.m.?
Now,
That's the scholar's speech, which I'm so mad about.
Now for Wednesdays, are you gonna complain about waking up at between 7 a.m. to 7:30?
No.
Thank you, Carlos, but the conversation is with your brother.
Oh, why?
Are you going to complain about waking up from 7 to 7:30 a.m. on Wednesdays?
Oh, no,
I mean, not on Wednesdays, on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
No, but I'm going to be mad at Carlos, but I'm going to keep it inside.
Okay, is being mad gonna help you
I'm
behave?
not going to say anything. I'm just going to forget it, but most likely it's like that. I'm going to come attitude, but still be mad because she didn't practice.
Is being mad, even if you don't say anything, going to help you behave?
No. So I'm trying my best not to be nice, even though it's hard.
So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, at what time are you gonna wake up?
7:30.
Between 7 to 7:30.
What can you make me up at the math?
If I see that I wake you up at 7:30 and you are ready on time, that means you eat all your breakfast. Not just until you want it. No, you eat all your breakfast, you complete all your steps. Then I can wake you up at 7:30. But if we're in a rush because you were not focusing, then that means I have to wake you up at 7.
Or 7 on 10.
Are you going to complain about waking up between 7 and 7:30?
No. Unless you're going to wake me up at 7:30.
I'm sorry?
No, I'm not going to complain, but try to do it 7:30 for Thursday.
You're not going to complain about what? Answer in a complete sentence.
So if I need to wake up at 7 to 7:30 because of Carlos' speech.
It doesn't matter the reason. Answer in a complete sentence.
I'm not going to complain I am not going to complain if I need to wake up at 7 to 7:30.
That's it. Okay?
But if Carlos' speech is canceled, can I sleep more? Like it does not think.
That depends on your responsibility and your responsibilities. Or if there's an emergency. If you're still sleeping and Carlos is making bad choices and I'm taking care of that, then that's different.
What happened about it? I need to wake up because he made my choices.
No.
Like right now, if someone's making any money, bad choice by going to my room without permission.
So,
Busted.
are you going, let's say I choose to wake you up at 7:30 because you're behind in your sentences and your schoolwork. Are you going to complain about that?
Not on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'm sorry?
Not on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I'm not asking about Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yes, because I'm supposed to wake
I'm going to ask you the question again. I decide to wake you up at 7 a.m. because you are behind in your responsibilities. Are you going to complain?
No.
You did not sound very sure.
No.
In a complete sentence, please.
No, I'm not complaining to waking up at 7 because I'm behind in my sentences.
Okay.
Schoolwork. Those are the only two responsibilities that you have a reason. I should know my schoolwork.
Are you going to complain when you need to wake up between 7 to 7:30 to go to your brother's speech?
No.
Complete sentence.
No, we're not complaining to wake up at 7 because Bible Thursday class is speech. So,
That was not the question. I didn't say, are you going to complain about waking up at 7 a.m., 7 to 7:30 a.m., because we need to go to Carlos' speech? I said because we need to go to Carlos' speech. I didn't say because he hasn't passed speech. Remember what a complete sentence is. You cannot change the words. You gotta focus in the question.
yes, I'm not complaining to wake up at 7 to 7:30 for waking up in Bible speech.
Okay, now say it again.
Yes, I'm not complaining because I will not complain that I need to wake up at 7 to 7:30 for waking up to God's speech.
There you go. Thank you.
Now, you're only talking to